comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we got a little bit of Funko Pops to talk about today, but that's totally understandable because we are just getting off the hype train known as Funko Fair 2021, and there were over 300 different announcements as terms to pops, sodas, pop pins, whatever there was that was announced during Funko Fair 2021, so totally understandable for that. But we do have some cool Funko Pops to talk about, especially because Funko had given us some early reveals for TargetCon 2021 happening at the end of this month. First off, we'll kick off with our segment, What's the Haps, which we haven't actually done that segment, I think, in about a month, I believe. There's also, of course, the announcements of TargetCon reveals and a couple other non-TargetCon reveal pops. And then we're actually going to be ending off the podcast making our Funko Pop predictions for Emerald City Comic-Con 2021, because we know that that's the next hype train we're about to go aboard on, is the hype train of Emerald City Comic-Con 2021. Which, without further ado, we will kick off with What's the Haps, which, of course, is the segment where we discuss what TV shows, movies, games we played, whatever we've been doing the last week, or in my case, I've wrote stuff from the last month just because I felt like it. So, MD, what's the Haps?
All right, what is the Haps with MD Shady? I recently stumbled upon the show called Superstore on Netflix because I think it was trending at top 10 in Canada, so I decided to check it out, and wow, I am in love with this show. I've binged the first 4 seasons. There's 5 seasons on Netflix, but I believe there's 6 seasons overall, and after the 6th season, I'm pretty sure the show is completely done, which is unfortunate because I really enjoy it. If you guys haven't heard about it, it's pretty much The Office, but just based in like a Walmart. It's called Cloud9, the store, but it's really good. It's not quite as funny as The Office, but it definitely gives off the same vibe. I've been watching WandaVision. I'm actually not caught up. I need to watch the latest episode that just came out, the Friday that just passed. Really enjoying WandaVision. That show is really, really great. I've always loved Vision, so it's really cool that he's getting his own show, kind of. And yeah, I really like that. Video game wise, I've been playing a lot of NHL because me and my coworker and a few of his buddies have a league that we've been playing in. We've been doing all right, I guess. We're not the greatest, but there's definitely some room for improvement, and we're getting there. I've also been playing a lot of the PGA 2K21 Tour, whatever the hell the game's called. It's a golf game. Really love it. One of the best golf games, if not the best golf game to ever be released, in my opinion. I'm actually probably going to be playing a lot of VR tonight because it's been a while since I pulled out the Oculus Rift, or the Oculus Quest, my bad. I'm super pumped to get some gaming in tonight. So yeah, that's about it for me. What's the haps with you, DK?
I'll kick off with games. I only have one game listed down, and that is Pokemon Go. Been playing a lot of Pokemon Go recently, especially the one I definitely had to list down to talk about was the Machamp Community Day celebration. So that was like a month ago. Of course, there's been like, I think 2 community days since that Machamp one, but I really enjoyed the Machamp one. TV series and movies. So Riverdale just recently started up with their 5th season. The latest episode actually was pretty good. I can totally tell that the 3 episodes we've gotten so far were intended for season 4, but of course, because of the pandemic, they had to stop production, and then essentially they put those 3 episodes into the 5th season. So now I feel like the true beginning of season 5 is going to be this upcoming, well, technically it'd be tomorrow as we are recording this for anyone who's watching on the CW in the States, but going on Netflix is going on Thursday. Thursday, new episode, which I will feel will be the beginning of season 5 truly. But also been watching WandaVision because I think also the same week that we last did What's the Haps was also the week that the first episode of WandaVision released. So I've been watching WandaVision every Friday once I wake up. Pretty good, honestly, or maybe good might be a little bit of an understatement. Definitely recommend WandaVision. Also, last time we had What's the Haps, I mentioned about watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I have finished. Pretty good. Obviously, the series hasn't ended yet. There's going to be another one soon. Surprisingly, a show that I've been saying on What's the Haps that I've been wanting to watch, but somehow I haven't had the time. But now I finally watched the whole series so far, and that is My Hero Academia. I've actually had the time to watch that. I watched all 4 seasons. I can't recommend it enough. Best way I can explain it without spoiling anything with My Hero Academia is if Marvel were to make an anime, this would be the anime. It's all about kind of superheroes and their quirks, as they call it. It's great. There's a lot of cool character development with each of the different characters. And part of me wants to get some of the Funko Pops involved with My Hero Academia now, but I'm definitely not going for an entire set. I will say that because there's some expensive ones out there. Definitely recommend My Hero Academia. And then currently I am watching Parks and Recreation, which I know is a show that's been out for a long time, but just hit up Netflix. And I know it's been on Amazon Prime, but I don't want to be the guy that pays for like 5 different apps like Disney Plus. And even though I actually don't pay for Disney Plus or Netflix, thank you, Robbie D, for lending me those accounts. Yeah, so Parks and Recreation also has that office feel. I actually think it's created by the same people that write The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So it also has that mockumentary feel, which I'm almost done the series. I'm actually on the last episode of season 6. And then there's season 7, which is the final one, which only has 12 episodes. So there's that. That's what's the haps with me, honestly. So we can move on now to the Funko Pop reveals for this week, I should say, or this past week, which range from February 2nd all the way until February 5th, which is only a few days, but it is what it is. So kicking off February 2nd, Funko had confirmed on the Funko app of a Freddy Funko with Funko Europe sign, which is a Funko Europe exclusive, in which this is available now. And I think it's one of those deals where you buy a certain amount of things and then you get the pop free, I believe. I'm not sure if you can get it by itself. I think that's the deal with this pop. But like I said, it is available now. Then on February 3rd, Funko had announced the second of 6 pops involved in the Victory Shawarma Pop Deluxe set involved with the first Avengers movie, in which it is of Tony Stark, in which that is available for pre-order now and is expected to release as early as April 2021. Then on February 4th, Funko had announced a 10-inch Galactus with Silver Surfer, which is a metallic pop. And this will be a previews exclusive limited to 20,000 pieces. And this is expected to release as early as April 2021. Then we got ourselves here the TargetCon exclusive pops, which I know if you guys are looking at your screen right now, there is one missing, but the one we already discussed because it was confirmed by Pop Culture, which was Automan from The Simpsons. So we won't be talking about Automan. The pops that we do have listed here, though, are Bullseye, the mascot for Target, with a TargetCon shirt, Colonel Mustard from Clue, Lord Licorice from Candyland, a 10-inch silver metallic Pikachu, a Flock Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, and we got ourselves a Skeletor on Throne Pop Deluxe from Masters of the Universe. Those are expected to release on February 26th, when all of the TargetCon exclusive pops will be released. And then the last pop we're actually going to be talking about for this podcast today is a Funko Shop exclusive Sheriff Deadpool riding horsey pop rides, which of course that is available now. And I'm not entirely sure whether this is sold out yet or not. So kicking off with the Freddy Funko with the Funko Europe sign. This is pretty cool. I mean, it's a cool thing for Funko to do something like this for Funko Europe, especially with the recent opening of their store. So I think it's cool that they did something like this for Funko Europe. Then we got the second of 6 Victory at Shawarma Avengers Pop Deluxe set scenes here. This is all right. It's a little bland, but this is not Funko's fault on this. It's just how the scene is. Like, Tony's not doing anything as it is. He's just sitting there. It's an end credit scene. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of pops in this set that are going to be kind of bland and boring and not really interesting. I mean, the Bruce Banner one is cool because obviously in that scene he is eating some shawarmas. That's how the scene is. It's not Funko's fault. So I'm not going to say, oh, Funko, you should have added a table with shawarmas because that wouldn't be accurate to the scene. Then we got the 10-inch Galactus with Silver Surfer, the metallic pop. This is wicked. So many people have been requesting for a long time now, especially since that Fantastic Four set was announced late 2019, released in 2020. People have been wondering why there wasn't a 10-inch Galactus pop. They thought that would have made more sense than just a normal 4-inch pop. And now we have a 10-inch Galactus pop, or as it's listed on the photo, it is jumbo size because that's their code name for 10-inch pops. And it also comes with a Silver Surfer that is detachable, which I forgot to mention, which this is cool. And it's limited to 20,000 pieces. So I'm curious on how many stores will be getting this pop. But the detail on this pop is really cool. I love the way that the like reddish magenta color kind of stands out being metallic, and same with the blue color. I think that looks really cool. And this is a cool piece for Fantastic Four fans. If you are a fan of Fantastic Four, definitely recommend getting this pop because this pop looks dope. Moving on to the TargetCon exclusive pops, which we got ourselves Bullseye with the TargetCon shirt. I think there's a bit of mixed reaction towards this pop because, of course, you got your hardcore, I guess, Ad Icons fans, because I think this falls under the Ad Icons lineup, if I'm not mistaken. But there are the people who feel like the normal one was enough and the flocked one was enough. What was the point of making a couple more variants, especially one with a TargetCon shirt on? Some people think this is pointless. Some people think this is cool. Then we got Colonel Mustard, which, if I'm not mistaken, when the Clue set was first announced, a lot of people were wondering why isn't there a Colonel Mustard pop? And guess what, guys? We now have a Colonel Mustard pop here, and it has a revolver in his hand, which is really cool. Love the detail with the beard. A lot of people were commenting in the social media posts, and I actually had the same opinion that it kind of looks like the hunter in Jumanji. Kind of has that vibe to it, especially with the look. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get this, especially if you are looking for a complete Clue set. But for me, I don't think I'm going to get it because I'm not going to get any of the Clue pops. Then we got Lord Licorice from Candyland. This is nuts. We were just talking about, I feel like it was about a month or two ago, about like the different characters that Funko could make for Candyland upon the big wave that we already have with like the player piece and then Mr. Mint and all those characters. And one of the characters we thought of was Lord Licorice. How cool would it be to have Lord Licorice? And now we have Lord Licorice. Looks awesome. I love the detail of the mustache and especially the cane that is clearly in the shape of a licorice and especially his cape. Everything about this pop is really cool. Probably my favorite Candyland pop that Funko has made so far, but we'll have to see what other pops they make in the future, especially with like Grandma Nut that we discussed also. And then what is it? Gloopy? I can't remember the name. 10-inch silver metallic Pikachu. What's worse than having a 4-inch silver metallic Pikachu? Having a 10-inch silver metallic Pikachu. Why? Why? Oh my God. It's already hard enough that there is singular 10-inch Pokemon pops of certain characters already. But now you got to make a silver metallic variant? Like, really? That's all I got to say. I have nothing really good to say about this. I don't think it should be made. If you were to make a 10-inch pop of a Pokemon, you should have made Snorlax. End of story. Flock Tails, probably the best reveal so far of TargetCon 2021. And I say so far because something else that I forgot to mention, even listed on Target's website, is that there were 7 pops announced for TargetCon on February 5th. But the day that the pops release, Funko will be announcing 7 more pops to be added for TargetCon. So it'll be a total of 14 different pops for TargetCon, which I know that one of them we did talk about, which is the Flock Chantler Bing that was already revealed on the Funko app. And there were, I think, 1 or 2 that were leaked, which we won't be going to discussion about because we won't talk about it until Funko confirms it. But going back to this Tails pop, this is pretty cool. I like the idea of making a Tails pop just his normal self because we already have the older one, and I think it's just time we needed a revamp. It's not much of a revamp, though, because the only difference, I think, is the arms, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the arms were to the side in the older one, but this is more of like shrugged arms, I would say, to his sides there, and it's flocked, which is really cool, and it's got a bit more of an updated design. I know they added the hair on the top there. Still waiting for a Knuckles pop, but I mean, teasing me right now, Funko, with the flocked tails here, but it's cool that Funko is acknowledging that they will indeed be making a Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary lineup, which hopefully, like I keep mentioning, we get a Knuckles soon because we definitely need an upgrade on a Knuckles pop. Then we got the Skeletor on Throne Pop Deluxe. This is pretty cool also. Love the detail with the throne, and I love the detail with Skeletor, of course. It's a pretty detailed character. And a little known fact about this pop, if you look on the Funko app and you look at like the box and everything, this pop will actually be a part of the Pop Retro Toys lineup and not a part of the Pop Television lineup, which that is the lineup that it usually has been with since its inception into Funko Pop form. But I don't know, maybe possibly there's only certain items that haven't made the TV show and it was only made in toys. So maybe this moment with the throne is only made in the toys and not the television show that was made. Anyone who knows Masters of the Universe clearly more than I do, which I know zip about, comment in the comment section below, back up my theory, tell me if I'm right or wrong. But this is still a really cool detailed pop. I like it. This is one of the better Skeletor Funko Pops. And then we got to end it off with Sheriff Deadpool riding Horsey. It's comedical. I'll give it that. It's comedical for Deadpool to be riding this like miniature horse ride. But the problem with Deadpool pop rides is that they're always in 4-inch boxes, and stores always sell them for the price of pop rides. And it ticks me off. They did it with the scooter one, and I hate that. If you're going to make the pop a 4-inch pop, don't sell it for the price of, I think, $40 Canadian. Sell it for the 4-inch pop price, or even only up the price a little bit, like maybe $5, but not make it like $20 more.
So starting off with the Freddy Funko. Yeah, this is all right. I mean, it's something we've kind of seen before, but it's kind of cool the way they're doing it with the Europe shop. Then the Tony Stark Victory Shawarma. Yeah, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth with this one. This one is super bland, but they kind of did it because they had to do it. And I think in the bigger scheme of things, once we see all 6 of them and see photos of them together, this set's going to look really, really cool. But this definitely isn't the best piece if you want to talk about them piece by piece. Then the jumbo size Galactus. This is super cool. I love that the Silver Surfer is detachable. That's something we haven't really seen before. That's really, really cool. I love how the metallic looks on this pop, and I might even get this because Fantastic Four is definitely one of my favorite Marvel properties. Then the Bullseye with the TargetCon shirt on. This is all right. I kind of like this. I am a fan of ad icons, and I don't have a Bullseye yet. It's kind of one of those things where it's weird because it's kind of similar to Tony the Tiger, where you have the 4-inch pop, which is like $300 to $400 Canadian, and then you have the 10-inch, which is like just over $100. So it's like the 10-inch is kind of your best deal there. And I believe it's the same thing as with the Bullseye with the 4-inch and the 10-inch. The 4-inch is worth way more than the 10-inch. So I think this might be an easy way out if you're not trying to spend a lot of money and you still need a Bullseye. I'm kind of considering getting this pop just so I don't have to get one of those a little bit more pricey ones. Then Colonel Mustard from Clue. This is so awesome. He's always been my favorite character from Clue when I would play it as a kid, and I'm so happy that we have him in Funko Pop form. He also kind of looks like the one character from Tarzan. And then Lord Licorice. Yeah, so awesome that we're getting this. We just talked about it, and now here it is. Makes sense to be TargetCon because he is basically mostly red. And I think this thing looks great. I love the added detail for all the licorice pieces, and I will definitely be getting this. I'm super pumped for the Clue and the Candyland sets. 10-inch silver Pikachu. You pretty much summed it up pretty well as to what I had in mind. I just don't think we need these metallic ones. I think it would be a lot cooler if we were getting different Pokemon or characters like I've said previously. Let's just hope that this is the only 10-inch metallic pop we get for Pokemon because I just don't want to see Squirtle and Charmander and Bulbasaur. I think there's just better things you could do than doing that. Flock Tails. This is super awesome. I will definitely be getting this pop, but it just feels like a wasted opportunity because Knuckles is red. Why wouldn't they announce a Knuckles for TargetCon? But I definitely do think we will be getting one very, very soon, so I'm not too upset about it, and I love this pop, so super, super cool. Then Skeletor on the Throne. This is pretty cool, and I'm actually very excited to hear that it is part of the Retro Toys lineup because that is one of my favorite lineups in the past year. So super cool to add it. I mean, obviously, the Masters of the Universe toys were kind of a bigger hit than the show, honestly, from what I know at least. I do like the show. I also really do like the toys. I do have a few of the toys, and I think I might get this just because I want to kind of have a really nice retro toys collection, and this definitely makes a lot of sense to be in that lineup. Then you have Sheriff Deadpool riding the horsey. I don't like this. When I first looked at the picture, it's like, what the hell is going on? And then I zoomed into it and it's like, okay, I can see what's happening here. But I just, if you guys didn't listen to the last podcast, I believe is the last one, I talked about how I'm kind of just done with all these funny Deadpool pops. I don't think they're funny anymore. 3 years ago when they first came out, okay, they were kind of funny then, but now it's just getting very boring. And yeah, like the scooter Deadpool, like if you're paying $40 for this pop at retail, that is just brutal. Whereas you can get like a, let's just say, a Clifford the Big Red Dog pop and buddy for closer to your common price for a 4-inch pop. And I feel like you get more value out of that than what seems to be a $40 pop. So that just really, really sucks.
So moving on now, we are going to our Emerald City Comic Con 2021 predictions. Of course, after every toy fair, the first thing we think about is Emerald City Comic Con. According to some sources, the Emerald City Comic Con pops are scheduled to release the exact weekend of when Emerald City Comic Con was supposed to happen before they delayed it to December, which would be the first weekend of March. I think very soon we are going to be getting the reveals. And if so happens, we are recording this on February 9th. So if so happens, Funko decided that on Wednesday, they decide to announce some Emerald City Comic Con pops right there. Just take it with, I guess, a grain of salt is the words I'm looking for. Just listen to our predictions and we'll see if they end up being right, if that's the case. But from what I heard, supposedly, we may be getting the reveals as early as sometime next week or this upcoming week, I should say. So, like the 15th to the 19th. So, it is going to be very soon because, of course, we're only like 2 or 3 weeks away from what the scheduled Emerald City Comic Con pops are going to be released. So, I'm going to get into a little schmeal right now by saying anyone who's going to comment in the comment section below, I am only going to say this once. Please do not comment any leaks for Emerald City Comic Con pops. I know that there are some leaks that have started to surface up in the social media world. I have recently decided to unfollow every single dirt sheet page, and I'm calling them dirt sheet page, and I'll name drop some accounts like Dispops, Funko Finders, Pop O'Clock, who want to leak these pops. If you know leaks, please keep them to yourselves. We do not condone leaks here on a Funko Popcast, but you're more than welcome to add your own predictions for Emerald City Comic Con. But other than that, so the first prediction I have for Emerald City Comic Con, it's kind of like a super, super predictable one. Like there's no name listed down, but this is one of the first ones I thought of even before doing predictions. And that is something to do with WandaVision. The show is going to be ending soon. And I think with the 8 or 9 episodes that there are of WandaVision, I think it's going to be ending around the time that Funko is going to be releasing the Emerald City Comic Con Pop. So I think something to do with one of the episodes that we haven't seen in Funko Pop form yet is going to be made for Emerald City Comic Con. I don't know of what. Speaking of some Disney Plus series, I do think that we are going to get something from The Mandalorian, but it's nothing to do with season 2. I think that we are going to be getting a green chrome Mandalorian. It sucks, but I think that's going to be the unfortunate reality that we will see at Emerald City Comic Con. Then I have a pop for The Office. They could have easily made 5 Recyclops pops for the next 5 years of Emerald City Comic Con, but they decided to release 3 versions throughout the year of 2020. I think we are done with Recyclops, but if we're going to go with the usual theme of green, the only thing I could think of that is an Office pop, they could definitely release it as an Emerald City Comic Con exclusive, is Oscar Martinez when he's dressed up as the dinosaur for Halloween during the later seasons of The Office. It's a requested pop by a bunch of Office fans, and I think that that could be the Office pop that we get if there's going to be an Office pop for Emerald City Comic Con 2021. Next prediction I have, I feel like it's unlikely, but I'm just going to say it anyways. Weevil Underwood from Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been wanting this as my most requested human pop for a while now. I feel like it's either going to be Weevil Underwood by himself or they'll make him in a 2-pack with Rex Raptor. Next one is Flocked Pokemon. I think it's just totally predictable because that's all we've gotten for Comic-Con pops is terms to Pokemon. I've only written one down because I'm not sure what the other one would be if we get two flocked Pokemon or if we get one flocked Pokemon and possibly a silver metallic variant of a certain pop. But the only pop I wrote down is flocked Rattata. And that's because I feel like they're going down the line of making flocked pops like in order from certain waves. And the last one from that certain wave that they've already done, Growlithe, attack or not attack stance Pikachu, the Grumpy Pikachu, and then I don't think they're doing Cubone because it wouldn't make sense. So they're doing Rattata. I definitely think Flocked Rattata will be one of the pops. I don't know what the other one would be. So Flocked Rattata, I think will happen. This one you might actually have on your list. I don't know if you do, but you might. It seems like something that you would think of. And that is a 2-pack of Wanda and Cosmos from Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents, I'm pretty sure, is celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. And Funko is notorious for dropping a sweet Nickelodeon pop here and there, especially we got Danny Phantom at New York Comic Con in October. So I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the first set of Fairly Odd Parents pops and it's Cosmos and Wanda in a 2-pack. I think that'd be nuts. And then my last one I put down is the Nirvana Nevermind pop albums. I know there's eventually going to be a day where they start doing Comic-Con pops for pop albums. They've already dipped their toes in exclusives with the Back in Black for Walmart. So I think they're going to dip their toes with Nevermind, especially because Nirvana's from Aberdeen, Washington, super close to Seattle, Washington, where Emerald City Comic Con is. And especially, I think also this year, if I'm not mistaken, it is the 30th anniversary of Nevermind. So if they were to drop it the year that it celebrates its 30th anniversary, that'd be wicked. And I'd definitely be getting that pop album if that's the case. And knowing Funko, I can only see this being Funko Shop exclusive or Funko Shop exclusive with a limited piece count, and my wallet would be crying. But in a perfect world, this would be a Hot Topic exclusive. So, anyways, those are my predictions. I'm curious about your predictions.
I mean, yeah, those were some pretty solid predictions. I'd like to see a lot of those. Spoiler alert, no, I do not have Cosmo and Wanda on this list. I did not think of that. Kind of wish I did. I really want to see it. So let's make it happen, Funko. So to start off with my list, Bradley P. Richfield from Dinosaurs. That is Earl Sinclair's boss. It's one of the only characters that they still need to make, which it would be him and Ethel Sinclair, the grandmother, and then they could pretty much finish that lineup there. So I really hope I see that pop. That'd be really cool. One that me and Dylan have kind of talked about off of the podcast, and that is a green hair version of Dennis Rodman. It makes sense. I mean, they could do so many different hair colors. I know they kind of have the first one is like a rainbow hair color, and there is some green in there, but he's definitely had just plain green hair in the past. So I think that'd be a really cool pop, and it just makes a lot of sense. Then I also do have flocked Pokemon written down. I thought about Rattata, but I actually didn't list them. I wrote down 3 because I feel like at least one of these 3 will be made, and that is Meowth, Ponyta, and Raichu. I could see them doing one of those 3 for Emerald City Comic Con. Which one will it be? I don't know. Then I have 2 pops listed from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And the first one that I really hope we get is Coco. I think that'd be super cool. Coco does have like green hair. Really hope we see Coco. If we don't see Coco, Frankie would also be really cool. And she does have a green sweater. So one of those 2 pops definitely makes a lot of sense. Then I have a pop here that I don't actually see happening, but I think it's just perfect timing and it would make so much sense. And that is a Green Lantern comic book cover pop. Why wouldn't they do it? They just announced these comic book cover pops, and the first one was DC. Why not kind of keep on that trend of DC and do the Green Lantern for Emerald City Comic Con? Then I have one that is kind of just like what do you call it? A pipe dream? I don't know what they call it, but it is a 2-pack of DX from WWE. They're green. That would be super cool. I really hope we get that, even if they would be like holding their green glow sticks and have it be a glow in the dark pop. A 2-pack that's glow in the dark. That'd be super cool. So yeah, DX from WWE. And then I have a Simpsons pop because usually there always is a Simpsons pop with some of these cons in their last year at least. And that is Smithers. We haven't got Smithers yet. He wears like a green kind of blazer, so it just makes sense. He's like a fan favorite character. Like they've done Duffman and they've done like the Lard Lads donut guy. Like why haven't they done Smithers to go with your Mr. Burns pop? That just makes a lot of sense to me. And then I figured I kind of had to add a Dragon Ball Z pop. So I picked Cell, considering there was a new Cell pop that was made where there is a glow in the dark one as well. I feel like this will probably also be glow in the dark, but I feel like it'll be where they have that like Super Saiyan kind of energy all around Cell, and that will be what will glow in the dark. Whether it's that final form Cell that we just seen or kind of a different version of Cell, but there definitely will be some kind of Dragon Ball Z pop, in my opinion. Going on to the office, I actually do have a Recyclops listed down, and that is the version where he's wearing like the Think Green t-shirt. I feel like it just makes sense. We've been seeing all these Recyclops. Why not just get all of them? So the Think Green Recyclops. And then last but not least, this one's just a long shot. We always talk about it, and that is Major Chip Hazard, obviously from Small Soldiers. He's green too. I mean, pretty much all these pops I listed, except for a couple of them, are green. And if I could see half of this list at Emerald City Comic Con, I would be ecstatic. So hopefully we see some of these pops.
All right, guys, so that's going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's podcast, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below on your predictions for Emerald City Comic Con 2021 pops, and please don't post leaks in the comments. Press the subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. And if you haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Podcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this week's podcast, and we hope to see you guys next week on A Funko Podcast. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Peace in, peace out.